Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Sarcastic Barman and welcome to my channel. I got my first vaccine today. Woo! Finally! Apart from a dead arm, it's not too bad. And look, no magnetism at all. Say nothing. Better roll the intro. So we've been scrolling the world that is Twitter this week, and Twitter is just nuts. It's full of crazy people, but we do have the craziest one on one of our follow lists. It's Great Believer, who is a great believer in being a liar, basically. That's all it ever comes down to. We've done a couple of videos that he's shown us before as, look, Earth-proof stuff. Like, yeah, okay, here's why. I'm never going to talk on this thread ever again. Run away! And he really cocked up this week when he posted this. I got it the right side. Fuck yes. The vaccines made me learn my left from my rights when looking in a camera. Yeah, so he posted a video saying that these people in this care home died after getting vaccinated. Unfortunately, the story's from 2020. April of 2020. I think it was actually the end of March when it all sort of was really bad, and April when it got properly reported on. So just a bit before the vaccine, when pointed this out to him, his response was to delete the thread. No apologies, no nothing. I wouldn't mind if he only had a couple of hundred followers, but he's got thousands. Thousands of followers. It's a piss take. It really is a piss take. But he did share a video this week I thought we'd have a look at. And it's just about as useful as his tweets, really. But it's this nut job. Well, actually, it's not. It's more confusing than that. It's a nut job covering a nuttier job. That sounds very sexual indeed. Let's have a look.
Hi folks, my perspective here. I watched a very interesting clip by Owen Benjamin, where Owen focused on one topic that proves that the heliocentric model is wrong.
So this is a slightly older video from someone called My Perspective, whoever that is. I've never come across them before, so it's always nice to find new nut jobs. Covering Owen Benjamin, who at this point I wish I'd never heard of, because he is a complete and utter nut job. But apparently My Perspective thinks that Owen's onto something and doesn't think that Owen's gonna show himself up to be mentally deficient, shall we say. And by extension, show Mr. Perspective to be mentally deficient in any sort of way. Oh well, leave a comment on how stupid you think it's going to get. Pause right now. And then play. Haha.
And it's a simple issue that the path of the Earth around the Sun is an ellipse. So let's listen to Owen now. I want to illustrate some of the points that Owen made and add one or two other issues that are related to this.
Hang on. You think the Earth being an ellipse is a problem for the heliocentric model? It's not. It really isn't. I mean, as long as you don't say something as stupid as, like, let's put myself in the mind of a flat earther. It's going to be something along the lines of, it's got to speed up and slow down to do that. And then, why don't we feel that change in movement? That's got to be the stupidest thing I can think of for this. There's nothing that could be stupid. I mean, if you say something like that, I am going to have to come over there and slap you with my dick. It's going to be as simple as that, really, isn't it?
Really just put the nail in the coffin of the heliocentric model. I understand that you go through the stages of grief when you realize that you've been lied to. You're gonna feel angry, you're gonna bargain, you're gonna all this stuff. I understand. This is the absolute proof. And you never have to say another thing about it. And people get so mad. I get it. You're going through grief. You're mourning grief. Ready? What people forget is that it's not a circle around the sun. Even if it was a circle, it'd still be impossible. But it's an ellipse, which means that it changes speed.
So there's a reason why your watch face is in a circle, because of speed, distance, and time. So there are 24 hours divided into perfectly equal segments, and the speed of the hour hand never changes. It's constant. That's why a watch works.
Oh, well, looks like we broke his screen with that one. But this argument, this is, well, at least it's a different argument from flat earthers who understand nothing about relative motion or anything like that. Fuck my life. Yes, your Earth will be slightly increasing in speed and slightly decreasing in speed because of its elliptical orbit. So will you. So will everything around you. Everything is changing with the same degree of velocity and things like that. And not only that, the tiniest amount of force there is just fucking ridiculous. You still miss the fact that we can detect the rotation of Earth. We can detect Earth going round the fucking sun. So I'm not sure where you're going to take this argument, and unless it gets really interesting and not completely and utterly fucking stupid, we'll be finding another video to do.
If the speed of the hour hand changed, sped up and slowed down, that means hours would be longer and shorter. Seconds would be longer and shorter. All three elements, distance, speed and time, need to be constant. Now, if we take that watch face and we elongate it into an ellipse, well, immediately you see there's a problem. The speed of the hour hand has to change. The distance between the hours and the seconds change. It simply doesn't work. And that is related to what Owen is talking about.
Hang on a minute, you stopped your clock before it got back up to 12. Is that because each 6-hour segment was about 1 second long and there was no real change in the speed to cover that circle? You seem to be making a very silly argument here, really, going, yes, it must be going slightly faster here. Okay, and slightly faster here, and then slightly slower on that bit because it's the distances. You go, yeah, okay. And? This is the point. It's an and? You really think that the scientists who came up with the idea to fake the Earth didn't think of this and wouldn't just make it a circle? Do you not think any bits out? It seems to me like you don't think any bits out. And what force of acceleration would you be feeling relative to yourself? Would you expect to be moving on the Earth? I mean, the Earth's moving with you and you're moving with the Earth. So what force would you feel to show that you've accelerated? There isn't really one there, are you? Because your entire reference frame is moving with you. Yeah. It's like if you go from 70 to 71 miles an hour in a car, are you going to feel it really? No. No, you're not. I take it you don't drive. You know what? Bin this one, because I thought it was going to be interesting. It's really not going to be interesting, and we'll pull up this one.
Hi folks, my perspective here. In my last video clip, I showed some footage from a pilot that filmed the full moon and the sun above the horizon, and the airplane was flying at 37,000 feet.
Yeah, what? Right. Picture. Yeah, we're going this side this time. Now, you said above the horizon. Okay. But that sun looks like it's basically in the clouds. And that moon, I fucking no point of reference, a bit awkward to tell. We might have to load up the other video. Fuck, more videos. No, we'll do that if you leave comments saying you want me to look at this other video. But yeah, from that sort of height, if the sun's just setting, that's not really an issue. They're on opposite sides of each other. The sun's just setting. The moon is up. That makes sense. That's not actually an issue. I'm drawing issue where you've put your horizon line, but then both of which seem to be below the horizon line. Have some consistency, please. It's only a short video. Go on. Play the rest.
And so we called into question how it's possible that the pilot can see the sun and moon above the horizon. if he's flying over the borders. So some folks had a problem grasping this, right? So let's have a look at some of the comments, because they're funny. Right, so Tom says, I find it hilarious how many times you said the sun on the left of the plane and the moon on the right of the horizon in front of the plane. Then you say, so the sun and the moon is in front of the plane. Do you even know what these words mean? Is English a second language for you?
I don't actually care what your comments have got to say about your blinking mixing up of your left, your right, behind you, in front of you. As we're talking about planes. Exit. Yay. Shit joke, I know. But I want to know about the horizon. And also, do you think the sun and the moon are always opposite each other? You know how solar eclipses happen, don't you? And how they go, ooh, look, blocked. Ooh. This is getting quite mind-numbing at the moment.
So Tom, he doesn't have the ability to see something in front of him and at the same time they're in front and on the left and the right. So Tom, there are some of us that are living that have this special gift, a special talent, that we can see things in front but on your left and also on your right. You don't have that ability.
Now I'm going to defend Tom here. I don't know Tom. I can't even remember if his name was Tom. I wasn't paying that much attention. My mind's slowly melting from my ears. But I'll agree. If that's the controls, you're going to go say, yeah, controls, moon's over there, that's fine. But looking at that picture of where the sun is, that's next to you. That is on your right. You're having to look, that's basically next to the pillar, which is going to be slightly back from you on most planes to give you a nice wide angle of view. So, yeah, that's on your right, slowly getting towards your back. So, whatever. Get to a point that just is not stupid at this moment. Let's skip forward.
So it's going to be hard for me to explain it to you. For those of us who do have that ability, guys, remember, the Earth's a ball. The horizon is the cutoff point. You can't see behind it. Look at that video footage, and we're going to look at it right at the end. The sun and the moon is in front of the horizon. Do you understand that? It's crazy that people think they're flying over a ball. The sun and the full moon is in front.
Oh, this guy has just melted my brain. He really has melted my brain. Based on that sun looked like it was half in the horizon or on your line below the horizon, but then the moon looked like it was well below the horizon, which means it's in the sea. Whatever there. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. If the sun's just setting, the moon's up, that's not a problem to see both. We'd need more information, but yeah, a date would be nice. There probably is a date in the video, isn't there? Oh. Do you want me to check the rest out? Comments down below. God damn it. But before everyone goes, I need to tell you there was a chance to win a t-shirt on the Colon's TikToks of Doom from last week. Go and check that one out. Learn how to win a t-shirt. Special limited edition. Only been made for the pub. So yeah, chance to win one of those. All free and everything. Ooh. Don't forget Pain of Progress Friday nights. Don't forget anyone else who's got a video tonight. We got Debunk the Funk coming on. Debunk the Funk coming on the shills on Saturday night and all the other stuff. And there's a debate, Mr. Sensible versus somebody else. I don't know who. I've forgotten. It's time for booze. Can you tell? Thank you very much. Good night.